I didn't know how to imply like any study skills into my revision. Basically, I didn't know how to do anything at home. I just knew how to get nagged at by my mom and like just do the work. I was kind of lazy. I didn't really want to do anything. My mother would pester me to study. I would do it, but I didn't really know how to revise. I didn't know how to study. I didn't know how to really learn my subjects well. I'm Nathan. I'm Sec 2. My CCA is basketball. I like playing video games.
My name is Josephine. I work full-time and I have 3 children, so Nathan is my eldest.
During PSLE, it was kind of not as stressful as I thought it would be because I'm kind of a relaxed guy and my results weren't great. So like I wasn't really that stressed about it. When I was in Korea, the day was the getting marks day on my PSLE. My grandpa took a photo of it. He sent it to us. I was outside. When I saw it, I cried in the garden. And then that's why I realized, hey, I should really like start studying. I really should start bucking up. It really hit me. I realized that you can't do well unless you study.
I guess I've always been very aware because prior to that, during PSLE, we also had to handhold him quite a bit to study. So when secondary school came about with more subjects, I think the stress was more on myself, not so much for him, because I think he still had his very relaxed mode of studying or not studying. Since secondary school started, I realized that there are a lot of subjects and he asked me how to study them. But the curriculum has changed a lot since I was in school. So I also realized that the methods that I use is not very relevant anymore. So we went through the first term, really me hand-holding him and dragging him to study, going through the work with him, literally line by line in the textbooks. Being a tutor, basically. He scored very well. But I realized it's not sustainable because I have 2 more children who are younger who also need my help. So I figured that if Nathan could develop like study habits on his own, that would free me up more in terms of like the stress that I have and then the nagging that I give him and focus on my younger 2. It was introduced to me through a WhatsApp group. So I went online to look at your website. So I thought it was quite different because it's a life skill that you can use throughout your life. That is transferable no matter where you are in life, secondary, JC, poly, uni. I thought it would be a good thing to try out because when I was in school, I went for something similar too, and it really helped me for my O-level revision. It's a relatively new type of strategy. Not many people have heard of it, but I think because it was recommended, I thought maybe it had some viability that it might work. When you responded to the diagnostic test, I said these people are really very in-depth. I was thinking if he didn't know how to study and we had to give him tuition for all the subjects that he wasn't doing well at, it will ultimately cost more than the investment to your program. So I think that was one of the strongest factors, since it was also some life skill that he could transfer no matter where he went next time. I think in the long run, it will save more money despite the hefty upfront cost.
When y'all interviewed us, like as a family, y'all asked me for like my best interests, and then y'all immediately showed Amadeus. So I was kind of impressed. And then when I first met Amadeus, I was kind of shy. I didn't really talk a lot. But as the lessons progressed, I got more comfortable with him. I started to realize that, oh, we're gonna have a good time. He's gonna be able to be a good mentor to me. I never doubted him in the first place.
Amadeus had those follow-ups after the lesson. I'll ask him a lot of things. I'm a planner, so I like to know a lot of things. End of last year, I asked him, oh, you know, in Sec 3, they have all these subject combination. I pre-planned ahead quite far in advance, so I guess it's good to have Amadeus, who's been in the school system recently, more recent than I have, to actually provide some guidance. I think one of the first things that he was taught was to do the notes, and he was actually willing to sit down and do the notes. I'm not sure how much of the notes went into his brain, but I mean the fact that he's actually willing to sit down and willing to do it was a vast improvement.
He taught me how to set up a timetable with all the needed skills. I feel like I know what I'm gonna do at that certain point of time, so I'm better prepared for like the few days ahead. It's like reassurance. I can tell myself that you have to do this homework, you have to get nagged at by your mom at this time. So it really gives me a sense of reassurance that you will be able to do this at this certain time and you won't be interrupted. Amadeus taught me the Cornell notes. It's the core of my studying right now. It's like the best studying technique that he has taught me by far. It has helped me a lot. Geography, history, science, basically all the ones that you need to retain information and like you can put it down in notes. The exam that followed after he taught me the Cornell notes, the results improved a lot. 8 went up like quite a lot in those few subjects. And then I realized I could probably use this in the future. I could teach my siblings or my kids if I even have some. By the time my second test came along, like after I met Amadeus, I felt like more people came to me for advice. That's why I got my confidence. I started knowing that they actually see me as a smart guy. They would bother to ask me for help because they know that I will be able to help them. I was most proud that I was now able to study. If I were to think like, oh, I want to do this, last time I wanted to do this subject, I wouldn't know how to do it. I would just do it based on a whim. But now with like the study techniques, I know what to do exactly, what exactly helps me so that it will continue helping me. Geography, I'm quite proud of it because this time I got A1 for it. Last year, before I knew the Cornell notes, I used to get B's. I would get A2, but not a very high A2. But like now with the Cornell notes, I started to see that it got higher and higher and higher until like right now, my geography exam, it got 15 out of 18. It's like 83%, so it's higher than my previous ones.
Not to lie, Nathan is not a machine that will wake up and say, let me do my homework first. He still requires nagging and reminding, but I think the difference is his willingness to do it despite his reluctance. That might seem as oxymoron, but he's more willing to do it. I think his willingness to do it and to actually complete it before he goes on to the next thing that he's supposed to do is there. So sometimes I see it at the computer and I remind him, you have Amadeus homework, and then he'll make a bit of noise. Then when I come back next, he's already finished doing it. I was like, wow, okay. He does need reminders, but he's willing to actually go through with it. Like I told him, after this, what do you have to do?
Math tuition homework.
He was like, oh, but he will do it. I think the skills that he has gives the results that he gets. So that also builds his confidence. So it's like a cycle. When you're more confident, you're more willing to continue to put in the hard work and the time because you know that there are results. I think the fear is that if you put in hard work but the results don't show, that demotivates a person even more. So now that the cycle is on uptrend, it's more positive, it self-generates motivation to a certain extent. He's willing to continue to do it even if it's difficult or the teacher might not be very inspirational because he knows that he can score. He feels the confidence that he gets from his friends and teachers. So I guess that helps him.
She nags me less. I guess quite good. It takes the stress off of her. Now she can focus on like my younger two siblings. It's my younger brother's PSLE year, so she needs to focus more on him. And then next year is going to be my younger sister's PSLE year. So she's gonna have to focus on her more. With this program, it can take a big burden off her shoulders. I can study now. She doesn't need to hover over me. She can hover over the rest.
I think like he mentions, less stressful for me because I just have to nag 1 or 2 times, then he'll do it versus nagging 10 times and not doing it. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. I don't have so much of the mental burden to know what he has to do that day. I still do, but I know he will get it done. So that is very reassuring.
In terms of daily habits, he knows what to do now. When we first started the program, he had a lot of tuitions, but he just didn't know what to do with all the information. So he was just sitting there and then he'll ask me, okay, what do I do now? How do I process this? After I went through all the steps with him, now he's able to take charge of his own learning in a sense that when it comes to deliverables, I don't have to set very specific, okay, do XYZ by a certain deadline. It just comes naturally for him. So it's great. One thing I'm really proud of in that sense is that he kind of went autopilot. The deliverables that he's giving me is things that I would have given him already, but he's doing it on his own, which I thought was good. Aside from all that, I think in terms of his personal growth, I've seen him like glowed up in that sense when compared to when he first joined. Our weekly classes, we'll also talk about other stuff. I don't think we're that far apart in age. We do relate a lot of our vanity, for example, or just general interest like, games and all that. I've seen him grown a lot in that sense, whereby he's more mature now in terms of taking charge of his own decisions in life and also in the way that he presents himself. He's very self-aware of like the current state of society. He had some goals that he wanted to hit in the future, whereby like he wanted to get into a top school for JC, he wanted to do certain modules or subjects in university. So I took advantage of those ambitions and goals to kind of inject it in our daily class, saying that like if you want to get to these top schools or you want to go on a certain career path, there are certain benchmarks you have to hit. All these skills are not just applicable to your results now, but more of in the long run, where you can apply them to your daily life, to the way you present yourself and all that.
It's his overall like demeanor his overall attitude towards it. Most of the time, he's like, you can do it, you need to see through it. So really encouraging. He was friendly all the time. I would say he never shunned away things. Like if there was some troubles in his life, we will be able to talk about it. I'll be able to relate. He'll be able to help me with some of my troubles. He's a very relatable guy. Well, for me at least. For all the other children out there, they need to find their own mentor. I'm sure that they'll be able to find it. We also have a lot of mentors. It's really about finding the right mentor. The biggest difference between mentoring and tuition is one-on-one. If you had a question, per se, you could ask the mentor. I can ask him during class, like before class started, because I can text him, I can ask him like what to do or like how this is supposed to be applied. You can talk to them, you can converse with them. In tuition, you can't really talk to the teacher much. There's so many other students there. The teacher can't really focus on you. You can ask him after class, but it's not really effective enough because it's after class and like you aren't really gonna learn anything. Tuition is really about studying. It doesn't really teach you anything about life, about how the world works. It's only about that one specific subject that you're hiring the teacher for. For mentoring, you can ask them about any subject because, well, they've learned the subject before. You can also ask them about life. I would recommend it to people if they were willing to learn. I know that some students, they might just join this program out of like their parents keep on pestering them, but like they won't really have the correct mindset to join this. Some people just don't want to learn, they just don't want to improve. So I would say that this program is for people that really want to change, that really want to set themselves straight, get their grades up and really prepare themselves for the future. It's all about the mindset.
I would definitely recommend it. The only guarantee is what you do today, not what you hope they will do tomorrow. I've always been the type that will take action when there is a problem. I don't like to sit back and do nothing. So at least I can tell myself I've tried my best. I have explored all the options available. It's up to him to decide whether he will want to use the skills that we have provided for him. The outlay is hefty, but I think in the long run, it's definitely cheaper than tuition for many, many years to come. It's the assurance that he has learned something that is transferable, whether it's at school or it's at work in the future. With that mindset and with that technique, I think you can apply in all situations. I would say that if your child is not interested, then it's not for you because you must get them willing to start. If they're not willing to start, then the program is not beneficial to them. And you must be also willing to be involved because I don't think it's only dependent on the child, especially if the child's very young. They might not know how to actually apply all the time because they might not have the habit developed to apply immediately. So I think the parent does need to be involved to a certain extent to ensure that what they learn is applied, and then after that the child can get used to the routine and take off from there. So if your child's not willing on the onset, I would not recommend it to you. But if you feel that your child is willing to give it a try and you are willing to also put in your time, then I would say yes, it's a worthy investment for your family.